strange, this kind of stuff. Have you ever seen that before?
Yeah.
You know what I'm wondering? Is what's happened in the spirit to make this kind of stuff in this case?
I was just talking to the owner of, well, the person that runs the gallery, and they were saying that the artists like to find these live things and then put them in this circumstance as a way to bring the objects back to life. Perhaps it's giving structure to something that is formless.
I love these four. The blue one, the red one, this one, and this one. What is between of these four? The one who is like you, the more like you. I think it's the blue one, but I'm not sure.
I was thinking the blue too, but just a minute. It is the blue one.
Yes.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because I have a special relationship to this material. It's fence.
What kind of relationship?
I'm from New York.
Ah, that's why.
Born and raised.
And that's the blue of New York?
No, the blue reminds me of more of the sky and maybe being in the park and looking through the fence up at the sky when I was little. Because when you get older, the perspective changes. When you're small and you look through the fence, you can see the clouds.
That's because of the childhood.
Yes.
Yes.
It reminds me of the change.
Do you think that everything is linked between you and the child you used to be before?
Yes, of course.
And in what kind? Why?
Well, I guess our stories and our memories are what make us who we are.
So this blue is a part of yourself?
Yes, and well, not just the blue in relation to the fence is a part of who I am.
Okay, I understand, Mario, because when I listen to you, when I see what you do, when you see what you've done before, when you were in New York, in the gay club, for example, when you used to belong to the underground, and like an icon of the underground, not mainstream like today, something happened in your spirit. It was a very strange thing. Can you tell me more about that?
Well, something happens to my spirit. Well, I guess you could say that I'm a very nostalgic person.
Yeah.
I have a tremendous interest in storytelling and in creating things. But when I was younger, like this painting, I was in behind a chain link fence in a very small enclosed school and environment. And I guess you could say that when I left my school and I moved out, I was prying away at my own fence to find the world in a new way.
You got a very Catholic education, right?
Yes.
In the same school like Paris Hilton?
Well, yeah.
It was the same...
She went to the school, but I did not know her.
I know you didn't know her, but it was a very strict Catholic education.
It was a good education.
Yeah?
It was strict, but it was good.
But something was broke at this time. And I was wondering what was broke at this time. Yeah. I don't know, it's not a judgment, it's just, you know... Are you agree?
Yes, but it happened for me later.
When?
It happened for me when I dropped out of college.
And what happened at this time?
Well, I made a very strong commitment.
Like a revelation? We can say that?
Yes, a revelation, but that is a good word because it implies spirituality. So I like that. And it implies religion. And I often say that when I have visions, it is religious. And it's important to honor your vision. And my destiny was to find solitude and happiness.
without your family, your education, when you break everything, just to find the what happened in your stomach.
Myself from everything in my life and dedicate myself only to love and art. This is what Rilke says. Rainer Maria Rilke, Letters to a Young Poet. I read the book because I was always asking people, what do you think of my music? Do you like my voice? Do you think I'm good at what I do? Do you like my clothes that I'm making? Do you like the way that it all comes together? And I was always looking outside for other people's assurance.
So it's thanks to Rilke, the poet, Letter to the Young Poet, you becoming Lady Gaga.
Yes.
And you manage to break with your education, with your family, and you can...
Well, Gaga was always there.
Yeah.
It's just that until you're happy with yourself and married to the struggle of making music and happy
be alone, it's to be happy when you are in contact of yourself.
Well, Rilke says that you should not ask people for advice about your work. You should look into yourself and ask yourself if it's any good.
When you are alone, how do you do with the love, the sex, and all this stuff?
I do fine, but...
How?
Because for me, these things are not the most important.
The sex and the love?
They are important, but in a different way. I do believe that in life, all you need is love and art. And Rilke does not necessarily say this, but through his book, this is what I have discovered. But what he says, or Rilke says, is that you must... the most difficult task in your life is that you must choose to love another person and share your solitude with someone else.
So what did you do?
You must be very careful.
So what did you do?
I have not shared it yet.
You are in the middle of the way.
Yes,
I am. You have to choose.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what some of my songs are about, isn't it?
Is this picture?
Sunflowers.
Sunflower, can I see this?
Yeah.
And after they go...
Yes, they go all the way down. And then I've got this here.